Hello! Okay, this is what you're going to be doing today. So, we need to check your work from yesterday. Yes, it matters. We actually need to see what you were doing and see if it was okay, if you feel good about it. And then we are going to be doing an activity with me on the Rec and Rec. So you guys have your Rec and Recs. Okay, that'll be second, so you don't need to get them out yet. Okay? And then you'll be playing a little game on your doubles. And then you'll do your practice worksheet individually by yourself. And then if you have time, you will, before you get to the Ken-Ken, keep doing the bike problem if you haven't completed that yet. Keep attempting that. And then you have your Ken-Ken puzzle. Okay? So let's get to checking your work. So we have the first one that you guys were trying about the flowers, the two bunches of flowers. So you have a bunch of flowers here, another bunch of flowers here, and there were 5 in each one, which means I am not going to make use of 2 plus 5 just because I see in a 2 and a 5. It's not 2 plus 5. It's actually a double because it was 2 bunches of flowers, not just 2 flowers. And now we have Jeff and his oranges. And Joe had the same amount. And guess what? It turned out to be a double. So they had 18 oranges together in all. These problemos are awesome. Little algebra for you in 2nd grade. So it says that a triangle plus a triangle equals a square. But then it says the square is worth 12. So this right here is 12. And it wants to know how much would the triangle be worth then. 12, a triangle plus another triangle equals 12, which must mean that each triangle is 6. So 1 triangle is worth 6. 2 triangles would be worth 12. Okay, let's try this one. Now you have 1 circle worth 9, and they have 2 circles is worth what? So this shape would be equivalent to the number 18. Because 9 and 9 is 18. And then you have the do you understand problem. Is 8 plus 9 equals 17 a doubles fact? When I was working with the students today, I heard mostly students saying that no, because these numbers are not the same. Can you be more specific? Instead of saying just those numbers are not the same, how about saying the addends, which you're talking about these 2 numbers, are not the same. That could be one reason. Another reason, I only heard from one person, was that the sum is odd. Remember, if you're doing doubles and you end up with a sum that is odd, you're going, that's odd. It's supposed to be even. Okay? The sum right here, 17, is odd, so it can't be a doubles fact. And then you ended with an addition story problem. So that's for me to check, and I will hopefully be in the classroom to see those. Okay? All right, so the next item you guys need to get from your bin would be the near doubles work sheet with the Rec and Rec. So we're going to be using this, writing on this, while using our Rec and Rec. Okay? So get your Rec and Rec ready. Get all the beads asleep. And we're going to start in. We're going to start with this particular problem, 3 plus 4. And you might already know the sum. But today, we're going to look at it a very specific way. Okay? So, I'm going to use Rec and Rec up on the screen, and mine happens to be right here. Okay? So, I'm going to get 3 plus 4. And that is really not showing up very well on here. So I'm just going to use this Rec and Rec. So I have a 3 plus a 4. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and draw what I did here on the paper. So let's go ahead and do that. So I go back to this, and I'm going to draw. Here's my 2-row reckon rec. I have 3 beads on the top, 4 beads on the bottom. And I can see within these beads, there's a doubles fact. Can you find it? I'm going to circle it. Here is my double. Whoa! And then there's just one more hanging out. So I'm going to write out that 3 plus 4 is the same thing as 3 plus 3, 3 and 3, and 1 more. So I can think, well, I know 3 and 3 is 6, and 1 more than that would be 7. So 3 plus 4 is 7 because I was thinking of the doubles fact, 3 and 3. Or, if you didn't like that doubles fact, I could look at my reckon rec and say, man, this is so close to looking like a double if I just had 1 more bead added to the top. It would be another double. So I could have 2. I have my 3 and I have my 4. But if I just added in 1 more right here, and I dotted it, I would have a double right here. And it's different from the double we used over here. It would be 4 plus 4, which I know that. That's 8. But I don't want this 1 in there, so I know that together that would be 8. But if I take it out, so I'm going to cross it off, I'm going to say that's minus 1. So I have my 4 and 4, which is 8. Take away 1, and that would be the same sum as over here, 7. So let's try another one. Let's try the next one on your paper, 8 plus 7. Okay? And you'll get to do some of these by yourself. But for right now, you're trying them with me. So 8 plus 7. First, put them all to sleep, and then make your 8 plus 7. So grab your 8, grab your 7, try and do it in 1 push. Oh, it's so close to a doubles, which is why it's called a near double. So close. So we're going to think of it 2 ways. I have a double right there, and 1 more. So I could think of 8 plus 7. I have my first drawing. I have my A, so I'm going to draw it in there. And I have my 7. Right? I'm going to circle the double that I see. So 8 plus 7 is the same thing as 7 plus 7 and 1 more. And I know 7 plus 7 off the top of my head. Do you? That's 14 plus 1 more, which would be 15. Or I could think of it another way. I grab my 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and my 7. I draw it again. I'm like, man, that's so close to a double if I only had 1 more down there. So again, I have 8, I have 7. If I just had 1 more white bead, I would have a really nice looking double. And it would be different from the double we just looked at. It would be 8 and 8. But we don't want 8 plus 8. It just makes it nicer for us in our head. 8 and 8, that's, do you not? 16. But then we need to take away that 1. So I'm going to say we don't want that 1. So I'm going to minus 1. So 16 minus 1 is 15, which turns out to be the same sum as we got over here. It just depends on which way you want to look at it. Let's try 1 more with me, and then you can be on your own. Let's try the 5 plus 6. Again, this one is known as a near doubles fact. It's not a doubles fact because the addends are not the same. So I have 5 in 1 push and 6. Oh, there we have it. Do you see the double in there? Does there's a double within this. Oh, there it is. There's the double and one more. So I'm going to draw that. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There it is. I'm going to circle my doubles. So I have 5 and 5 and the one more. So I know 5 and 5, that's 10. And one more is 11. Okay, let's look at it another way. So I have 5 and 6. I could also say, gosh, if this one bead happened to be over there with them, look at that pretty double. It wouldn't be 5 and 5 anymore, would it? So I'm going to draw them again. My 5 and my 6. Dot that other one and say, oh, if I did have that, I would have 6 and 6, which I know is 12. And then I need to take away that 1, which gives me the same sum as over here, 11. So I want you to go forth and conquer 9 plus 8. Try to see it both ways. You want your brain to be flexible in thinking different methods, different ways of seeing it. It makes you stronger mathematically. Then you have some more to try on the back. 4 plus 5, 3 plus 2, 6 plus 7. Again, you might know the sum already. That's awesome. Now prove it with your pictures and your math equations, sentences, statements. And then I also have 2 challenge problems where you don't need to do a picture and you can just make use of your Reckon Rec to help you. Okay? So once you've finished with that, you're going to go to the second video, which is below this one, and it's the near doubles game. And I will explain to you on our to-do list, here we had it, the near doubles game. I'll explain to you how to play it, and then you'll have your practice worksheet to try and do. Okay? Good luck.